It is not a big disaster.
Sometimes that is the strange part.
Yes, exactly that feeling.
Nothing is breaking.
Nothing is shining either.
Oh, wow. That line hurts.
It is March already. But my life still feels old.
Same days. Same habits. Same tired face.
Yes, that is the feeling.
And maybe the same cold coffee, too.
Yes, also the same cold coffee.
That one is personal.
So today, we want to talk about small change.
Not a perfect new life.
Not a magic morning.
Not a movie makeover.
Just a real reset.
A small reset sounds possible.
And maybe you need that too.
Maybe your room needs that.
Maybe your English needs that.
Maybe your sleep needs that.
Maybe your whole week needs that.
Mine definitely does.
Today, we will talk about feeling stuck. Starting again. And doing one small brave thing.
We will also share some funny mistakes. Because real life is messy.
And we will keep the English simple and clear.
So you can listen, relax, and learn with us.
If you find this lesson helpful, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us create more content for you.
And while you listen, think about one question.
What feels old in your life right now?
Your morning routine,
Your job routine.
your study routine.
Your tired Sunday evening.
That one feels very real.
Yes. Very real.
So, Anna, how was your morning?
My morning was calm, but also a little boring.
That sounds very Anna.
I woke up, made tea, looked at my notebook, and thought, why do my days look the same?
That is deep before breakfast.
I know. It was a quiet, dramatic moment.
My morning was less quiet.
Oh, no. What happened?
First, my alarm rang, and I turned it off.
That sounds normal so far.
Then I closed my eyes for 1 minute.
That is always dangerous.
Yes, and that 1 minute became 38 minutes.
Oh, wow. That is not 1 minute.
I woke up like a confused potato.
That is a strong image.
Then I ran to the kitchen.
Please tell me the kitchen was kind.
The kitchen was not kind.
Oh, dear. What happened there?
I put bread in the toaster.
That sounds safe enough.
Then I checked my phone.
That was the mistake.
Yes, that was the mistake.
Please continue the story.
When I looked back, my toast was black.
Not golden brown,
No, it was dark and dramatic,
like your morning mood.
exactly like my morning mood.
Did you still eat it?
I tried to be brave.
That sounds worrying already.
I took one bite and tasted sadness.
I should not laugh. But I am laughing.
Please laugh kindly.
I am laughing kindly.
Then I made coffee.
Please do not tell me.
Yes. I spilled it on my shirt.
Of course you did.
It was a fresh white shirt, too.
That is always the way.
Then I changed my shirt.
Good choice there.
And only later I saw my socks.
Why do I feel nervous?
They were 2 different colors.
That is actually a style choice.
Thank you for your support.
You are welcome. My brave fashion friend.
So, yes, maybe I need a reset.
That is a good word.
Yes. Reset feels useful.
Reset means you start again in a simple way.
Not from zero, forever.
No, not from zero forever.
Just stop, breathe, and begin again.
Exactly. That is a reset.
I like that word.
I like it too.
And maybe many people listening need that word today.
Yes, because many people are not lazy.
They are just tired.
And many people are not failing.
They are just repeating the same week.
That is an important difference.
Yes, because repeating can feel safe,
But repeating can also feel sad.
especially when your heart wants something new.
Hmm, that is very true.
Do you think many people feel stuck right now?
Yes, I really do.
Why do you think that?
Because life can become very automatic.
That is a useful word too.
Yes. Automatic means you do things without really thinking.
Like brushing your teeth.
Yes. Or opening social media again.
Yes. The famous finger move.
Exactly. That finger knows the way.
Sometimes too well.
You wake up, go to work, come home, eat, watch videos, sleep, and repeat.
That sounds like many Tuesdays.
And after some time, your life feels flat.
Not bad, but flat.
That is exactly it.
Like warm water without tea.
That is such a sad drink.
It really is.
A lot of people wait for a big change.
A new job. A new city. A new body. A new year.
Yes. But sometimes life changes with small things first.
Like what?
Going to bed 30 minutes earlier,
That already sounds hard.
putting your phone away during breakfast,
That sounds even harder.
writing 3 English sentences after dinner,
That sounds possible.
taking a walk before you start scrolling.
That one sounds healthy and annoying.
Honest answer there.
I try to stay honest.
That is why people like you.
Thank you very much.
The small things look small,
But they change your day.
and your day becomes your week.
And your week becomes your month.
And then your month becomes your life.
Oh, wow. That became big very fast.
But it is true.
Yes, it is true.
That is why routines matter.
Another useful word there?
Yes. Routine means the things you usually do every day.
Morning coffee. Work. Lunch. Bus. Shower. Sleep.
Yes. That is a routine.
Some routines help you.
And some routines slowly make you feel smaller.
That sentence feels important.
Because it is important.
Can a routine make you unhappy?
Yes. Especially when you stop choosing it.
Ah, that is interesting.
At first, maybe you choose it.
Then later, it chooses you.
Yes. And then you feel stuck.
That word is very common.
Yes? Stuck means you feel you cannot move forward.
Like your car in mud.
Exactly like that.
Or like me in bed after bad sleep.
That is another good example.
Thank you for understanding my struggle.
I always understand sleepy struggle.
So, if someone feels stuck, what should they do first?
First, do not make the problem too big.
That already helps.
Do not say, my whole life is wrong.
Yes. That feels heavy.
Say, one part of my life needs care.
That sounds softer.
And more useful, too.
I like that.
For example, maybe your mornings need care.
Mine clearly do.
Maybe your room needs care.
Also true.
Maybe your English practice needs care.
That one also hurts.
Small truth can hurt.
But small truth can help too.
Yes, exactly that.
You know, this reminds me of something from last week.
Please tell us the story.
I went to a small cafe near my office.
That sounds nice already.
I wanted a chicken sandwich and tomato soup.
A simple and good lunch.
Yes, that was the dream.
I already hear a problem coming.
The waiter brought me a tuna sandwich and mushroom soup.
Oh no, that is very different.
Very different and very fishy.
Did you say anything?
No. I smiled like a polite ghost.
Jake? Why did you do that?
Because I did not want to be difficult.
That happens to many people.
I thought, it is okay. I will just eat it.
But was it okay?
No, because I do not even like tuna.
That is a very important detail.
I know. And the mushroom soup tasted like wet sadness.
Again, with the sad food.
It was a sad lunch day.
So you ate the wrong meal?
Yes. And while eating, I felt more and more annoyed.
Not only with the food.
Yes. Also with myself.
Because you did not speak up?
Exactly. That was the real problem.
Speak up is a useful phrase.
Yes, it really is.
It means you say what you need clearly.
Even in a polite way.
Yes, polite and clear.
I think many learners need that.
Yes. In restaurants, hotels, shops, and work too.
Sometimes the brave thing is one simple sentence.
Like, sorry, I think this is not my order.
Or, excuse me, I asked for the other soup.
Yes, that is enough.
You do not need a big speech.
No, you only need a clear voice.
I wish I remembered that at lunch.
What happened after that?
I went back 2 days later.
Really? You returned?
Yes, because I wanted to try again.
That is actually brave.
This time I ordered clearly.
Good start there.
And when the waiter brought the wrong drink, I smiled and said, sorry. I asked for water.
Very good. Jake.
My voice was small, but it worked.
That is how confidence grows.
One glass of correct water at a time.
That should be a life quote.
I am full of small wisdom.
And tuna pain.
Please do not forget the tuna pain.
I never will.
So, yes, maybe our reset is not always huge.
Yes. Sometimes it is very small.
Sometimes a reset is using your voice.
That is such a good point.
And sometimes we stay silent too long.
At work, in class, at home, even with ourselves.
What do you mean? With ourselves?
I mean, we avoid honest sentences.
Like which ones?
I am tired.
That one is real.
I am unhappy with this routine.
Also, very real.
I need help.
That one is hard.
Yes, it is hard.
I think people often wait too long.
Yes, because they want to feel ready first.
But ready does not always come.
No. Sometimes action comes first.
That reminds me of your hotel story.
Ah, yes. That was a strange day.
Please tell everyone.
Last month, I had a short trip for work.
You looked very organized in the photos.
The photos were lying.
That sounds interesting already.
I arrived at the hotel in the evening.
You must have been tired.
Very tired and very hungry.
A dangerous travel mix.
I went to the front desk and gave my name.
That sounds normal so far.
Then the woman looked at her screen and said, I cannot find your booking.
Oh, wow. Instant stress?
Yes. My heart became very fast.
What did you do then?
First, I wanted to panic quietly.
That is a very human step.
Then I took a breath.
Good choice there.
I checked my email.
And what did you see?
I booked the right hotel.
So the booking existed.
Yes. But I booked the wrong date.
Oh, no. Anna.
Yes? I know.
That is something I would do.
Thank you for your support.
You are welcome, always.
I had two choices.
Panic more or speak clearly.
Exactly. Those were the choices.
So what did you say?
I said, I am sorry. I made a mistake with the date. Do you have any room for tonight?
That is very clear.
The woman was kind.
That helps so much.
She checked again and found one small room.
Small room, big happiness.
Yes, exactly that feeling.
So what did you learn there?
I learned that calm words help.
Even when you feel silly,
Yes, even then.
and maybe mistakes do not end the story.
No, they do not.
They only start a new conversation.
That is a lovely way to say it.
Thank you very much.
I also learned another useful thing.
Please tell us.
When you make a mistake, say the truth simply.
Not a long, confusing story.
No, simple is better.
I made a mistake.
Can you help me?
Do you have another option?
Yes. Those sentences are powerful.
Very simple, but powerful.
And that is true in life too.
Oh, now we are going deeper.
Only a little deeper.
I am ready.
Many people want a new life,
Yes, that sounds exciting.
but often they really need a few honest sentences first.
Such as,
This habit is not helping me.
that one feels strong.
This job style is making me tired.
Also strong there.
I keep waiting. And waiting is changing nothing.
That one really lands.
Change begins when truth becomes clear,
Even simple truth.
especially simple truth.
I like that a lot.
Me too.
Can we talk about fear a little?
Yes, of course.
Because sometimes people know the truth.
But they still do nothing.
Yes, because they are afraid.
That is very common.
Afraid to fail.
Afraid to look silly.
Afraid to start small.
Afraid that one small try means nothing.
But one small try is not nothing.
No, it is movement.
And movement feels different from dreaming.
Yes, dreaming is easy.
Action asks something from you.
Time, energy, honesty, and courage.
Courage can sound big.
But courage can be tiny.
I like tiny courage.
Me too.
What is tiny courage for you?
Sending an email you keep avoiding.
That is a real one.
Going to bed when your phone says, stay here.
My phone says that every night.
Speaking English for 2 minutes even when you feel shy.
That is brave for many learners.
Going for a walk when your bed feels stronger.
My bed is very persuasive.
I believe that
What about tiny courage at work?
asking one question in a meeting.
Even one short question.
Yes, even one.
What about tiny courage at home?
Washing the dishes before they become a mountain.
That is powerful family wisdom.
Thank you very much.
What about tiny courage in learning English?
Reading one page.
That sounds possible.
Listening to one short podcast part again.
Also possible.
Writing 5 simple sentences about your day.
Very possible.
The point is not perfection.
The point is return.
Yes. Return is a beautiful word here.
You mean returning to yourself.
Yes. And returning to your intention.
That feels warm.
Because many people do not need a new personality.
They only need to come back to what matters.
Exactly that.
Can I share one more story?
Yes. Please do.
2 weeks ago, I had a terrible Wednesday.
That sounds specific.
It was very specific.
Please paint the picture.
I was late.
Bad start there.
My desk was messy.
Also not helping?
I could not find my notebook.
Oh dear. Classic problem.
Then I sent a message to my work group.
Was it an important message?
It was supposed to be
Why do I feel afraid?
because I wrote, need eggs, bananas, and dish soap.
You sent your shopping list to your office group?
Yes, all 12 people saw it.
I am trying not to laugh.
Please laugh kindly again.
I am definitely laughing kindly.
One coworker replied, I can help with bananas.
That is actually funny.
Another one wrote, please add coffee too.
That office sounds nice.
It was embarrassing, but also human.
Yes. And we all do strange things when we are tired.
That day, I felt messy, outside and inside.
That happens sometimes.
When I came home, I wanted to do nothing,
That is a very normal feeling.
but my sister called me.
Oh, that sounds nice.
She asked, how are you really?
That is a strong question.
And for once, I answered honestly.
What did you say?
I said, I feel behind, tired, and kind of lost.
That was very honest.
She did not fix everything.
Good people do not always fix.
Yes, but she listened.
And listening helps.
Then she said, clean one small corner of your room.
That is simple and smart.
I almost rolled my eyes.
But then you did it.
Yes, I cleaned only my desk.
Only your desk.
Yes, just the desk.
And how did that feel?
Very small, but strangely good.
Because a small action changed the room.
And it changed my head a little too.
That is the secret.
The action was tiny.
But the message was big.
The message was, I can still move.
Yes. Exactly that.
I think many people forget that.
When life feels heavy, movement matters.
Not fast movement,
No. Just honest movement.
one clean desk,
One short walk.
one kind phone call,
One page of English.
one earlier bedtime.
These things are not dramatic.
But they are real.
And real change often looks quiet.
That sentence feels very true.
Because it is true.
You know what else helps?
What helps you?
Doing something for someone else.
Yes. I agree with that.
Because when I only think about myself, every problem feels huge.
That happens to many people.
But when I help someone, my mind becomes wider.
That is a beautiful way to say it.
Last weekend, I helped my neighbor carry some bags upstairs.
That was kind of you.
It took 5 minutes.
Not a big job.
But after that, my day felt better.
Because kindness gives energy too.
Yes. And not only to the other person,
Sometimes your reset begins with helping
or with sending one kind message,
or replying to a friend you miss,
or making tea for your mother,
or reading with your child.
or leaving a kind comment for another learner.
That is a lovely one.
Because even in English learning, we help each other.
Yes. When you write a comment, another learner feels less alone.
And maybe they feel brave enough to write too.
Small actions spread.
Like spilled coffee, but better.
That is a very Jake example.
Thank you kindly.
So if someone is listening now and thinking, yes, I need a reset, what can they do tonight?
Good question there.
I think they need something simple.
Yes. Not a giant plan.
No giant plan at all.
So, what are the steps?
First, sit quietly for 2 minutes.
Just 2 minutes.
Yes, just 2.
That sounds possible.
Then ask yourself one question.
Which question, exactly?
What feels old in my life right now?
That is clear and useful.
Maybe the answer is, my mornings feel old.
Or, my evenings feel empty.
Or, my room feels heavy.
Or, my English practice is gone.
Yes. Any honest answer is fine.
And then what?
Then ask a second question.
I am listening carefully.
What is one small thing I can do tomorrow?
One small thing only.
Yes. Only one.
Give us examples.
Put your clothes out before bed.
Good for chaotic mornings.
Make your breakfast early.
Good for hungry people.
Write 3 English lines in a notebook.
Good for learners.
Ask for the correct order politely.
Good for wrong soup situations.
Check your booking date twice.
Very good for hotel survival.
Clean one shelf.
Good for tired rooms.
Drink water before coffee.
That sounds responsible.
I try sometimes.
And the third step.
Do not wait for motivation.
Ah, yes. That famous problem.
Do the small thing anyway.
Even if your mood is bad.
Yes. Even then.
Even if the weather is ugly.
Yes. Even then.
Even if your sock colors disagree.
Yes. Even then.
That is true growth.
Thank you for saying that.
I am learning too.
We all are learning.
I think some people believe change must feel exciting.
But often it feels ordinary.
That is a little surprising.
Yes. Because movies teach us big moments.
Slow music. Rain. Dramatic running.
Exactly that kind of thing.
But real life is often, I put my phone away at 10.
Yes. And that small choice matters.
Or, I asked the waiter to change the order.
Yes, that matters too.
Or, I finally answered my friend.
Also very important.
So, maybe change is less shiny than people think.
But more useful than people think.
That is a strong line.
Thank you very much.
Before we finish, can we recap a little?
Yes. Let us do that.
Today we talked about the feeling of life becoming too old and too automatic.
We talked about routines and how small habits shape our days.
We talked about speaking up in simple, real-life situations.
We talked about mistakes at restaurants and hotels.
We talked about messy mornings and office shopping lists.
We talked about feeling stuck and moving again with one small action.
We also talked about asking for help.
And helping other people too?
We used some useful words today.
Yes, we did.
Reset means start again in a simple way.
Routine means the things you usually do every day.
Stuck means you feel you cannot move forward.
And speak up means say what you need clearly.
Those are very useful for real life.
Yes. And very useful for English too.
So, here is our question for you today.
What is one small reset you want this week?
Maybe better sleep?
Maybe a cleaner desk.
Maybe more English practice?
Maybe one brave conversation.
Write your answer in the comments.
We would really love to read it.
And maybe your answer will help someone else too.
Please remember this.
You do not need a perfect new life tonight.
You only need one honest small step.
One small step can change tomorrow.
And tomorrow can begin to change your week.
That is how real change starts.
Quietly, simply. And honestly,
With maybe less burnt toast
and definitely less wrong soup.
and maybe matching socks.
We hope so for you.
And for me too.
Learning English takes time.
Real life change takes time too.
So please be patient with yourself.
And please keep going.
Practice a little every day.
Speak a little every day.
Try again when needed.
Start over when needed.
That is completely okay.
More than okay. Actually.
Keep practicing. Keep learning. And we will see you in the next episode.
Take care. Stay brave. And we will talk to you soon.